Magic is the lifeblood of creation, a force of infinite possibility that shapes worlds, bends reality, and empowers those who take up its mantle. It can be a tool, a weapon, or a bond to something greater. From the high magic to the blessings of a deity, to raising mighty heroes from the dead, magic permeates across the realms. In two senses, both the metaphorical and the real, the goddess Mystra is the weave. She is the keeper and the tender. The weave runs through everything in unseen threads, binding creatures, objects, and locations within a deep intrinsic tapestry of creation. Today, we unravel the strands of the weave to explore its origins with Mystra, the forces that fuel it, the emotions it evokes, and the mysteries of the weave itself. Toril is infused with magical power. Arcane secrets whisper to those with the ears to hear, in eons-long movement of the continents, in rushing river rapids, in every breath of beasts, great and small, and in the sighing cries of the wind. Raw magic is creation itself, suffusing every bit of matter and every manifestation of energy. Any being has a chance to be infused by magic in some way, shape, or form. They may call on mighty rituals, enforce pacts with enigmatic entities, or accomplish wondrous feats of study. Dangerous monsters, too, use magic to accomplish their ends. Aberrations spawned by ancient power seethe and hunger below and above the earth. Dragon's blood runs with magic so potent that even gods fear to face the most ancient of these mighty beings. Undead fuel their minds and protect their corpses from dissolution through powerful necromantic rituals. The first goddess of magic, Mistral, sacrificed herself during the fall of the Netherese Empire to protect the weave and give rise to Mystra, the current goddess of magic. Each Mystra has battled with tragedy, shaped and guarded the weave. The most recent death of Mystra was during the Year of Blue Fire in 1385 DR. A magical disaster called the Spell Plague changed the face of Toril, its lost sibling Abia, and even the planes themselves. Flesh, stone, magic, space, and even perhaps the flow of time were infected and changed. Most sages believe that the Spell Plague was the direct result of the murder of the goddess Mystra at the indirect beckoning of Shar, mistress of the night. This popular theory holds that magic was bound so long in Mystra's weave that when the goddess died, it spontaneously and ruinously burst its bonds. Areas of wild magic, already outside the constraints of the weave, touched off first, but the plague raged on and on in ever-widening spirals, devastating some places and leaving others untouched. It even tore through the realms of demons, gods, and lost souls before the end. Ancient realms that had passed beyond easy reach of the world were pulled back, such as the Feywild, the Abyss, the Shadowfell, embroiling the realms until the elemental chaos held it. The Spell Plague was a potent agent of change, setting off a whole string of secondary catastrophes for a period. Today, in 1490 DR, Mystra has been restored in both power and divinity by Elminster, the current greatest wizard of our age. Mystra is a busy and devoted deity. She provides and tends to the weave, the conduit that allows mortal spellcasters and users of magic to safely access the raw force that is magic. Essentially, Mystra is the weave. As the goddess of magic, she is also the deity of the possibilities that magic can bring about, making her one of the most powerful beings in existence. Although she is fundamentally good and has the ability to prevent the creation of new spells and magical technology, she rarely exerts this ability unless the creation could threaten the weave or the balance of magic in general. Forms of magic touch the weave in all forms, with divine beings giving that link to the weave through themselves, and to their worshippers such as clerics and paladins who are granted power for their faith and servitude. This magic is known as divine magic. Clerics and paladins draw their powers from the realms of gods and harness it to work miracles. Blessed by these deities, a pantheon, or another immortal entity, a cleric or paladin can reach out to the divine magic of the outer planes, where gods dwell, and channel it to bolster their allies and smite down those who they deem ill-willed. Elemental forces shape the forces of nature. Powers rooted in nature and the planes call on these forces, harnessing the magic of animals, plants, and the four elements through their links to the weave of magic. Revering nature, rangers and druids gain their magic from nature, a nature deity, or both. This magic brings forth storms, growth, and elemental chaos to bring balance or bring about chaos throughout the realms. Some beings go down a more dark path that is either for their own dark designs, or as it was their last option to save a place or person they hold dear. Complex, often dark themes of ambition, desperation, or curiosity. Magic from pacts with powerful beings such as fiends, archfey, or great old ones binds a strand of the weave, often with unrelenting chaos or emotion. This magic is often taken up by beings searching for magical power by delving into tomes of forbidden lore, dabbling in invocations meant to attract the power of extraplanar beings, or seeking places of power where the influence of these beings can be felt. In no time, these beings are drawn into a binding pact with a powerful patron, drawing on the ancient knowledge of beings such as angels, archfey, demons, devils, hags, and alien entities of the far realm, and their tie into the weave. Some have the weave bound to their very soul at birth, or some event. They wield innate magic that is stamped into their very essence. Some can name the origin of their power, while others trace it to strange events in their history. These links to their history might be a blessing of a dragon, or a Dryad at the baby's birth, or the strike of lightning from a clear sky. Their innate magic isn't learnt, it flows through their being, as raw, unfiltered magic that is as intrinsic to them as breathing. Bards weave magic through art and performance. Some use words of creation to inspire allies, dishearten foes, and create illusions. These words of creation resound and glimmer on every plane of existence, weaving their very essence through the strands of the weave. Monks use rigorous mental discipline to align themselves with the multiverse and the weave to focus their internal reservoirs of power. They use air, energy, life force, essence, or self to channel internal power that strikes through the weave and delivers their blows. They focus these powers to create extraordinary, even supernatural effects. This manifests as uncanny speed and strength, with or without the use of conventional weapons. Magic through study exemplifies the truest understanding of magic. Wizards use the weave as a tapestry and output of their knowledge. They cast spells of explosive fire, arcing lightning, subtle deception, and spectacular transformations. They examine the theoretical underpinnings of magic, particularly the categorization of spells into schools of magic. The lure of knowledge calls even the most unadventurous wizards from the safety of their libraries and laboratories, and into crumbling ruins and lost cities. Most wizards and artificers believe that their counterparts in ancient civilizations knew secrets of magic that have been lost to the ages, and discovering those secrets could unlock the path to power, greater than any magic available in the present age. The underpinnings of emotion drive all who use magic to harness it in differing forms. Druids and rangers use connections to primal forces, and the land, symbolizing harmony, wildness, and preservation. Divine magic is tied to morality, devotion, and often the ideals of their deity. A cleric or paladin of Helm might channel duty, while a paladin or cleric of Lathander embodies hope. Warlocks walk a fine line between servitude and independence, often without a full understanding of the connection between the weave, their pact, and their patron. Power is sometimes born of lineage or destiny. The sorcerer and their use of magic reflects the themes of identity, heritage, and self-discovery that we aspire to have. Bards express their magic as art and inspiration, showcasing the weave as transformative power of creativity and innovation. Discipline is the fundamental nature of monks. Their link to the weave is done through sheer determination, an iron will. Spellcasters tap into the weave to imbue items with power or links to strands of the weave, from simple potions to legendary artifacts. Where a spell effect is brought to life by manipulating the threads of the weave, the creation of a magic item ties some of those strands and threads together in a specific way to produce the desired effect for as long as the item lasts. The weave provides immediately available energy for spells, and also enables those who know the craft to harness that energy inside an object until it is called forth by its user, who of course doesn't need to be a spellcaster. In some cases, the magic of an item must be tied to its wielder, representing an entwining of the strands of the weave between wielder and object, known as attunement. Mythals are some of the most powerful magic in the cosmos, constructs that bind and shape the weave in a particular location, sometimes so powerfully that the rules of magic or even reality can be bent or rewritten. A mythal is a permanent field of overlapping magical wards and effects tied to a specific location. In its original usage, this term applied to the works of high magic that protected ancient elven cities. It has since been expanded to cover all manner of similar protections, from the immense floating cities of Netheril to the wards of Silverymoon, to the smaller workings of magic that keep safe important locations like Candlekeep. Most mythals are defensive in nature, designed to restrict the kinds of magic that can be employed in the area they govern, and the most common restrictions are concerned with teleportation and conjuration magic. In many ways, a mythal is less like a spell or magic item than a living creation of magic, capable of growing stronger or weaker, absorbing damage, or dying. Mythals can also sometimes heal themselves, as did the mythal of Silverymoon, blossoming out of the Moonbridge following Maestra's most recent return. Any elven city with myth in its title has, or had, a mythal protecting it. The ruins of such places are certain to have unpredictable effects related to their damaged or destroyed mythals. Certain spells allow casters to perceive or manipulate the effects of the weave in particular ways. Dispel magic unwinds and prematurely ends magic, unraveling whatever construct of the weave was put in place. Anti-magic effects can dispel existing spells and unravel any magic. Permanent effects, such as those from magic items, are usually suppressed by anti-magic. While the effect is within an area of anti-magic, the construct of the weave unravels, but the strands snap back into place once the magic is outside the area. In rare areas of dead magic, the weave is absent. Not only do spells and magic items cease to function, but even the supernatural abilities of creatures that are innately tied to the weave might fail as the knot of their magical essence unravels. In an area of wild magic, the weave becomes tangled, spontaneously forming its own constructs and resulting magic. It tends to twist the constructs of the weave created by spellcasting, causing unexpected results. Magic items can be gleaned from the hordes of conquered monsters or discovered in lost ruins. Some work producing fantastical results, and others bear ill curses that bedevil their users. Some items may produce animated shields with a command word. Others, a bag of infinite space to hold anything the wearer wishes. Some might give the wearer incredible intellect or supernatural speed. Whatever the magic item, they are imbued with a link to the weave, and their histories are usually eons long. Fey magic often revolves around illusion, charm, and enchantment. It embodies creativity, freedom, and unpredictability. Those who wield it, such as archfey warlocks and some bards, often develop a mysterious and mercurial nature themselves. Druids of the Circle of Dreams draw on the Feywild's restorative and dreamlike qualities. Shadow magic is often tied to necromancy, illusion, and fear. It symbolizes mortality, mystery, and the darker aspects of the soul. Users of shadow magic, such as shadow sorcerers or hexblade warlocks, are often viewed as enigmatic and dangerous. Creatures like the Shadar-kai, servants of the Raven Queen, wield shadow magic in her name. The shadow sorcerer's connection to this plane reflects the inherent struggle with the balance between life and death. The inborn mental magical abilities of certain creatures is known as psionics. These are different in that their users don't manipulate the weave in the customary way that spellcasters do. The mental state of the user is vitally important, and these users have their mindset in their nature. How these abilities are related to the weave remains a matter of debate. Many students of the arcane believe that the use of the so-called unseen art is an aspect of magical talent that can't be directly studied or taught. The difference between the understanding from sages on magic is that one is from external energy, and one is inward. Magical effects are produced externally by manipulating outside forces. The power does not come from inside the wizard or cleric, but from somewhere else. Psionics is the complete opposite of this. The psionicist shapes, controls, harnesses, and utilizes natural forces that infuse their being. Their effort is focused inward rather than outward. They must be completely in touch with and aware of even the tiniest workings of their body and mind. This type of knowledge comes from either long and intense meditation or from a trait that is intrinsic to that creature or monster. Some psionicists can molecularly rearrange matter. This is the psionic form of alchemy. By toying with an object's molecular structure, the psionicist can change its fundamental nature or properties. It is best suited to converting one sort of element into another, but can also be used for more complex operations, such as neutralizing a poison. The most well-known of psionics is telekinesis, where the brain power of the user can move objects through space. All telekinetic efforts tend to be physically taxing because they involve real work. Moving small, light objects is relatively easy. As the objects become more massive, the task becomes significantly more difficult. This effort crushes the mental willpower of the user if they strain for long time periods. In some aspects of the eternal plane lie vast cosmological elements where magic plays a larger role in society and general living. The nations of Corvair and major cities are linked by the lightning rail of House Orion, which allows dangers of the road to be avoided. The lightning rail uses bound elementals to pull a train of carriages over a path of magical stones, between which a rail-like stream of lightning arcs. If speed is an issue, you can book passage on an airship, which uses a bound elemental to hold the ship aloft and propel it through the air. Elemental airships are rare as they require deep strands of the weave to operate. Within this realm, warfare is conducted with massive magical siege staffs as artillery. Semi-sentient warforged titans can scatter squads of infantry. Arcane sappers may spread glyphs of magic to deny a region to an enemy. Several famous magic users have been seen in Toril and the world surrounding. Elminster, Mordenkainen and Tasha are still seen today as representations of magic users at the height of their powers. Elminster, known as the Sage of Shadowdale, chosen of Mystra. He was vested in arcane magic, specializing in transmutation, divination, and general spellcraft. During the time of troubles, he played a key role in preserving the weave after Mystra's death, despite the gods walking the earth and the chaos of magic becoming unstable. Elminster maintained balance in the realm's magic. He also helped to banish numerous extraplanar threats, including the Shadow Masters, often acting as Mystra's direct agent. Elminster now resides in Shadowdale, serving as a sage, advisor, and protector of the realms. He maintains his connection to Mystra and the Weave, using his wisdom and power to guide younger generations of magic users. Mordenkainen, known as the Archmage of Balance, founder of the Circle of Eight. He is a master in abjuration and divination, focusing on maintaining balance across the multiverse. He founded the Circle of Eight, a powerful group of wizards dedicated to preserving balance between good and evil, law and chaos. His greatest feat was crafting spells that have become legendary, such as Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, Mordenkainen's Sword, and Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum. He is currently intervening in events when extremes threaten the fabric of reality, and exploring the conflicts between cosmic forces like demons, devils, and celestials. Tasha, known as the Witch Queen, was specialized in conjuration and enchantment magic. She also is focused around demonology and planar manipulation. Tasha is best known for mastering the abyss and binding demon lords to her will. Her greatest conquest was Grast, one of the most powerful demon princes, whom she both dominated and had a complex personal relationship with. She also wrote the infamous Demonomicon, a definitive guide to abyssal entities and demonology. Magic is woven into everyday life and adventuring alike, making certain spells iconic due to their widespread use and utility. Fireball is one of the most efficient spells capable of devastating large groups of enemies with a single casting. Its range and area of effect make it a go-to for both adventurers and battlefield mages. The iconic imagery of a mage unleashing a massive explosion of fire is synonymous with spellcasting in Faerun. From battles in the time of troubles to skirmishes in the Sundering, Fireball has shaped conflicts across the realms. Red Wizards of Thay are infamous for using Fireball in battle, as are many battle mages in Cormyr. The spell known as Shield is an instant lifesaver, granting a significant defense in a world rife with ambushes and deadly threats. It's indispensable to adventurers and mages alike. Shield embodies the concept of the weave protecting its users. It's a spell commonly taught in magical academies like the Blackstaff Tower in Waterdeep, or among the Red Wizards of Thay. Counterspell is perhaps the ultimate tool for disrupting enemy spellcasters. In a world where magic is a dominant force in warfare, politics, and adventuring, the ability to instantly negate a spell can determine the outcome of battles and history. It represents control over magic itself, a hallmark of master spellcasters. Its use often defines critical moments in stories. Elminster is known to use Counterspell to neutralize powerful threats. As a chosen of Mystra, his mastery over this spell symbolizes his role as protector of the Weave. The Weave is not simply a conduit for spellcasters. It is the fabric of existence itself. It touches the elements, infusing fire with its fury, water with its tranquility, earth with its resilience, and air with its freedom. It resonates in the hearts of mortals, manifesting as divine miracles, arcane spellcraft, and the primal forces of druids and rangers. Even the simplest enchantments or alchemical creations owe their existence to the Weave's ceaseless flow. The Weave is present in the songs of bards, who pluck its threads to inspire and enchant. It thrives in the natural rhythms of the Feywild and echoes in the mournful shadows of the Shadowfell. It weaves through the dreams of sleeping mortals and the eternal struggles of gods and demons, a constant presence in the tapestry of reality. Every spell cast, every artifact created, and every story told about magic serves as a testament to the Weave's endless potential. From the audacity of spellcasters like Karsus and Tasha, to the careful stewardship of figures like Elminster and Mordenkainen, the Weave shapes the destiny of Faerun and beyond. Its presence is a reminder of both the beauty and peril of magic, a force that can heal or harm, protect or destroy, create or unravel. Magic is eternal, as is the Weave that carries it. Magic and the Weave teach us that perseverance is paramount. The Weave continues through the ages, stretching into all things, a reminder that even in a world of gods and monsters, the greatest miracles and tragedies are often bound by a single, invisible thread. If you have any ideas on mysteries you want us to focus on, then leave a comment. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like to support us, we have both our memberships on YouTube or ad-free content on Patreon. The link for these is in the description below. Thanks to our newest member, DJ. Like and subscribe. See you all on the next video.